nostalgia and ASMR relaxation. Oh, we would love if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Alright. Now, this is a episode being recorded in a very hot August studio, so I said this on my most recent video, and I'm saying it now. You might hear a little bit of wind in the background because the fan is on. Otherwise, I might die in here. Is that being dramatic? Yes. Alright, today, what are we going to do? I was going to bring these back, but these are popping too loud lately. Right? Like, listen. It's almost not relaxing. Not the hair crack effect I want. Alright, we are celebrating the coming of the next NFL season here today with a very powerful Versus edition. A 1991 football card Versus edition. 91 Fleer, 91 Tops. We got the 1,000-yard club in there. My favorite all-time NFL subset. And then we got the Pro Visions and All Pro limited edition cards in here. Alright. 1991. I don't think we have any giant big rookies coming our way here, but we'll see if we can get some early Emmett Smiths or Barry Sanders or maybe a random Brian Bosworth on his way out. Who knows? Let's do it. Now, for those that might be new here, first of all, again, seriously, welcome. We have fun here. Unless I'm drunk. Okay, we're going to go into a Beckett football card monthly. Now, we've already used this one for this series. I reused some of the old Becketts. I apologize. I don't always have new Becketts to flip through. This is from February 1992, and we needed that one to get these ones. I have about 6 football Becketts here in my studio, and each one of them were too old and didn't have these brand new 1991s in them. So, without further ado, let's flip through this Beckett and start our journey here today as Fleer faces off against Tops in this card pack battle in honor of the NFL season that is upon us. The big rookie we might be pulling is Dan McGuire. Just looking at that old NFL helmet there, it showed up with a concussion. That was the price of admission, I guess. Sadly. Alright. There you go. Pages have been flipped. Let's get right to this here. Alright. Fleer. Ultra. Well, no, excuse me. Regular Fleer. We don't have the Ultra. This is one of the worst design cards in the history of sports cards. And then we got the 1991 Tops. We got 14 cards and 16 cards. Fleer needed the extra 2 cards to put back into the budget for the design of these cards there. Alright, so I think we're going to start with 1991 Fleer football. What do you think about that? Jackson card. That is great. Mark Carrier, loved him back in the day. Isaac Holt, Ricky Elison, John Davis. Of course, there's a picture of them against the Miami Dolphins and David Griggs kicking our ass. Don Griffin, great cornerback back in the day. Kevin Butler, Dino Hackett, Renea Thompson, Anthony Thompson, Michael Haynes, Craig Ironhead Hayward. Well, the goal, of course, is to pick about 5-6 cards to face off against the 1991 tops, but I gotta be honest with you, I got this Bo Jackson Linklaters card so miscut that it's almost comical, but that's one. I don't know what else we'll be able to price here that will be competitive with tops. Let's go through it here, okay. Ironhead Hayward, yeah. I think possibly Michael Haynes. He was an up-and-comer at the time, but maybe not. Anthony Thompson, still young enough to where there could be some hope. Renee Thompson, no. Dino Hackett, no. Kevin Butler, no. Don Griffin, maybe, but defensive players don't have a lot of worth. John Davis, Ricky Ellison, Isaac Holt. It's going to have to be Mark Carrier and Farrell Edmonds. Whew. Not a great pack of cards if you're a 91 Flair fan. We'll see if I make a mistake with that Michael Haynes, but we'll see. Alright, so definitely going to price this Bo Jackson. Taking a flyer on Anthony Thompson. And Don Griffin will be a common, but who knows? Okay. 6 cards. It's all going to be on a Bo Jackson League Leader card. Not looking good for 1991 Flair, much like their card designs. Alright, let's get it. 1991 tops. Harder to crinkle, wrapped really tight. Let's do it. Definitely more tamper-proof because if you touch it, it falls apart. Alright, 1991 tops football. Oh, it's like a maze in a museum, or a maze in a theme park, I should say, or a museum. Alright, here we go. 1,000-yard club, Anthony Carter starting us off there. Sean Collins. The aforementioned David Griggs, that's really weird. Steve Jordan. Kevin Fagan, don't say it. Troy Aikman, there we go. That's a good card. That's a good card right there. We like that. Maybe Gary Clark. A goddamn checklist. Okay, Ethan Horton. Benny Blades of the Blades Brothers. Keith Jackson, All Pro. Harris Barton. Michael Carter. Mark Stepnowski. Keaton Keller. And All Pro Randall McDaniel. Alright. 2, 4, 6. Okay, that's it. That is the price there. I gotta be honest with you, it all comes down to 2 players. Let me just make sure there's nothing else we want from this pack. Maybe Sean Collins. It's like kind of like the Michael Haynes thing. What is it with the Tulsi Falcon receivers in this era where you thought maybe they'd be stars but weren't? Right. But again, we're going off February 1992 prices. Alright, this is going to be an interesting battle here because at the end of the day, it comes down to this Troy Aikman, which is a nice card there. Dinged already. No, there's not a lot. closer than we think. So let's go back to the price guide here. Flip back to the years we need. Alright, here we go. 91 flare coming in first here. Alright. 1991 flare. Versus 1991 tops. Can we do it? Getting better. I'm doing the old spin the pencil dropping technique there. Okay. So here we go. Need a bigger workspace. Okay. 1991 flare. Common players, 5 cents. League leaders, 6 cents if they're commons. Checklists, 6 cents. So I shouldn't speak ill of checklists. Hot hitter cards, we didn't get any of those. So here we go. First up, we got ourselves Don Griffin. Great cornerback during this era, but is he of any value here? 355. Nope, that is a common. Don Griffin. Nonsense. Sorry, I keep doing that. That's careless. It's careless. Next up, Farrell Edmonds. Great tight end with the Dolphins, but had his value started to fade here. Number 120 in the set. He's not named Mark Clayton. Farrell Edmonds is a common. Great target over the middle for Dan Marino. One of my favorite Dolphins during this era. Alright, Anthony Thompson. Running back with a bit of a future in Arizona at this time. So does he have any value? This would be technically, I think, a rookie card here. Unless he had any draft cards in 1990 sets. So here we go. Number 350, Anthony Thompson, excuse me. Get the name right. There he is. I knew it. Figured it. 15 cents. Whew, that could be key. That could be a difference in this common battle here today. That's big. Craig Ironhead Hayward. This is not 1989 or 90, so I don't expect the value to be great here. But he's still going strong. Old Ironhead, 294. He is listed at 8 cents. For Craig Ironhead. Hey, alright. Absolutely one of the best receivers in the game at the time. Mark Carrier of the Creamsicle Buccaneers at the time. Number 370. He is listed. Mark Carrier, 8 cents. 8 cents. Alright. Here we go. This is a big one. Bo Jackson. This might have more value now. But again, look how miscut this card is. There's not a lot of value. There's a lot of nostalgic value in this card. But did he have value let's go. League leader card. Bo Jackson. 15 cents. Alright. Let's add this up here. We're at 56 cents. 56 cents. It's Bo versus Troy at the end of the day here. But I think Anthony Thompson, 15 cents, could be a big surprise. Let's get to 1991 tops. Alright, here we go. 1991 tops. A lot of cards in the set. 660. Common players, 5 cents. Highlights, 6 cents. League leader, 6. Team card, 6. And checklist, 6 cents. Okay, fair enough. First up is Randall McDaniel. It's not just kind of a rhymey name, a nursery rhyme type of name. He's a great guard for the Vikings, all pro at this time. And he is $3.96 in the set. Let's look at it. $3.96. And he is a common. Okay. There we go. I kind of like the common versus common battle here we got going on. Alright, Gary Clark, one of Washington's best players during this era. Great run here. Look at this run. Look at this run. Comes in from the USFL. 926 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,000 yards, and a strike short in the season. A little dinged up, 892 and 88, 89, 1,200 yards, 1,100 yards in 1990. One of the best receivers of the era. Don't forget about Gary Clark. But let's see if Beckett did. Number 196. Nope, he is listed. 12 cents. Okay, I like that. 12 cents. Okay. Keith Jackson. Let me tell you about Keith Jackson. 220 in the set. All pro. All pro. Catching passes from Randall Cunningham at the time. Number 220 in the set. Keith Jackson. 10 cents. 10 cents. Okay. That is interesting. These cards might have been the difference here. Let's see. Steve Jordan, tight end, Minnesota. 383. He was a big name during the time. But a common still. Alright. Flair still has a chance. Alright, 32 cents here. Alright, Anthony Carter, 1,000-yard club, okay? And, number 17 in this. Nope, that's not right, because that's Mark Ingram. Do they count it as a little subset there? Yeah. Okay, as always. There's always a little thing that messes it up here, doesn't it? Yep, always is. That's highlights, league leaders, all that. Okay. Well, you'd think you'd list it there. Team cards, league leaders. Look, the league leaders, the highlights, they're all coming in at 6 cents. So I am going to put this Anthony Carter, 1,000-yard club, at 6 cents. Okay, let's get this going here. $38 cents. players in the era. I was glad he retired to protect his head, but there was a rumor he was going to come out of retirement to join Dave Wanstead and the Miami Dolphins, and I would have loved Troy in Miami during that era there. 371, still early in his career, to decide the match. Is he more than Bojax? There he is. 35 cents. We have a winner. 35 cents. In a titanic battle, 1991 Topps, 1991 Flair, Troy Aikman's 35 cents wins it, 73 cents total to 56 cents total. While we're at it, even though this is not a card in the greatest of shape, we are going to set this aside. Just to have it in our collection, just to say we have set aside Troy Aikman. And while we're at it, again, not a lot of value in this one, but we love Bo Jackson around here, so let us just preserve these in some nice little penny sleeves for us there. Okay. Now, I just want to check, are there any things that could have made a difference? Any on the bubble? Checklist, 6 cents. That Sean Collins, we had a question about Sean Collins, didn't we? Not listed. Okay, that's good. Benny Blades. Benny Blades, good player during this era. 401. Not listed. Okay, so those are the questions I had there. What about, go back to Flair. Michael Haynes. Not Michael PSAs. Michael Haynes, 202. Oh, 17 cents. 17 cents. So let's say, oh man, let's see. The die's been cast. It doesn't count. So let's take away one common. It would have been 68 cents if I took out, say, Don Griffin and put in Michael Haynes. I should have known. You never, never, never go with defensive players over a Toolsy young NFL star. That would have been good. Any other close calls here? No, not really. I mean, like, honestly, seems silly, but Kevin Butler had some name value. Definitely a common there. Yeah, so I definitely made a mistake. That was on me, but it would not have changed the outcome. Would not have changed the outcome, but there you go. Could have been a secret weapon. So, 73 to 56, or even 73 to 68. The winner today is 1991 Topps. And I probably even was conservative on this estimate of the 1,000-yard club. Alright, what do you think? Did I choose right? You let me know. And let's get rid of